Hello and welcome back to Sakura Swim Club. After we finished practice, after we finished practice, God, this bit's lousy with typos. After we finished practice, we headed out to the school gates to find Hiromi waiting for us. Sorry I took a bit longer than usual. Don't worry about it. At least we can walk home together. Walk home with him? Come on, it's fine. Miko reluctantly agrees. It's not something that's occurred to me, but I've already spent a few weeks with these two. My friendship with these two, I think it's the longest I've had in years. Despite everything, I feel close to them. Just as I'm about to leave, they stop at the gate for some reason. I look back, wondering what their problem is. What's the matter? Say, Kada, could we visit your place tomorrow? I'm a bit taken back by the idea. My place? Why my place? We're just curious. We need to know more about our new club member. Why do you need to know more about me? Oh, we just want to get to know you. After all, you are our friend, right? I am your friend, yeah? Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind if we visited. Well, okay. Somehow I don't like the sound of this. Something here is amiss. I'm glad that it's okay. You better be home. Miku continues to berate me as we walk slowly down the districts? That's got to be districts, surely. Unless districts is some weird thing I've never heard of. I wonder what it's going to be like with both of them in my apartment tomorrow. Oh, let's just hope I survive. Yeah, the typing's not very accurate, but, and I'm sorry to make this incredibly obvious joke, it is kind of difficult to type with one hand. Sorry. I am more mature than that, more mature than that. No, I'm not. They're coming over today. I managed to get everything relatively clean in preparation. When you live alone, you fail to notice how dirty things get. Well, until someone's about to come over anyway. Now, what am I going to do to entertain these two? I can't just sit here and be bored, that'd be awful. Fortunately, I pulled my old Arcadian battle station out of the cupboard. I haven't turned on the console in years, but it should work fine. There's also my tarot deck. It's just this odd novelty I bought at a shop once. So, video games or the tarot deck? Which one would be better? I'm sorry, video games are awesome, but I'm not much of a multiplayer guy. To the point where I actually had a friend of mine who I went to university with. He came to visit for a couple of days. I had to go in the loft to find where the second controller for my Xbox was, because I never need it. So, tarot cards, it'll be good for a laugh. Will the tarot cards be entertaining enough for them? I don't know, they probably wouldn't care about an old dusty game console either. Let's try it. I don't really have anything else in my apartment that we could do for fun. I just have to make the best of this situation. Maybe they'll really like the idea of tarot readings. And just as I think that, I hear a knocking coming from the front door. They're here. Oh, I hope that things go okay. Opening it up, they've turned up in their school uniforms. Well, yeah, there's a limited amount of art that can be drawn for different costumes. Good afternoon, Kada. Hello. Nice to see you both too. Come in. When they enter the apartment, I find there's barely enough room for all of us to fit. I never really intended to have guests over. Maybe I should have moved into a slightly larger apartment. This apartment? It's tiny in here? I can barely move without bumping into someone? As if to illustrate her point, she bumps into Hiromi. Watch where you're going. Watch where you're going? Both of them continue to argue as they settle themselves into my home. Miko's practically turning over everything she can. Though for what purpose I don't know. I know there has to be something here to find. Like what? Dirty little secrets? I want to know where you're hiding the goods. What goods? You know what I'm talking about. Hiromi doesn't really seem to care, though. If anything, she just looks bored. I love the fact that these games always have them, trying to uncover, the teenager's secret stash of porn. Let's face it, we have the internet nowadays, guys. Most people don't need a secret stash. Her eyes then wander over to my table, and she sees the tarot deck lying there. What's this, Kada? tarot deck. A tarot deck? What's something like that meant to be used for? Oh, you can use it for all kinds of things. You can look into someone's past, their present, their future too. I don't actually know if it works or not. Okay, sorry. Sorry if you happen to believe in tarot reading, but yeah, it's bollocks. Yep. Don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily opposed to... In fact, I don't have a problem with spiritual beliefs, but the idea that you can predict the future... no. You can make... You can use stochastic programming, which is basically using statistics to predict the future. By looking at trends and patterns and figuring out if things are going to continue going that way. But frankly, at the end of the day, that is a wild-ass guess. It's a scientific wild-ass guess, but that doesn't make it any less of a guess. And the idea that you can predict the future using a few randomly selected cards, I am very, very doubtful of. Sorry, I know just enough about quantum mechanics to know that it makes everything completely unpredictable. Miku doesn't seem too impressed with the idea. Are you really putting faith in superstition, idiot? A bunch of dumb cards can't predict anything? That's more for fun than anything else. We aren't actually trying to divine the future here. What's the point of it then? It's kind of like the fun you get from trying out a Ouija board. You hear Miku squeak when she hears that. Ouija board? Don't tell me you have one of those things in your home. Weren't you the one telling me that you shouldn't put any faith in superstition? Ghosts aren't the same thing as predicting the future. But you can ask spirits about the future. Not the same thing! And don't bring up Ouija boards around me again. Hiromi leans over to whisper something in my ear. She's scared of ghosts, don't be mean. Got it. Satisfied, Hiromi settles herself down at my desk. So, how do we use this tarot deck then? Well, we should start simple at first. We'll just start with the Major Arcana. Don't worry about the other cards. Major Arcana? Hiromi looks mystified at the concept. Well, it sounds fine to me. Whatever, I don't care. Just as long as it doesn't make this apartment haunted. Miku wanders over to the corner and pouts. Another important thing to note, how you place the cards is also said to be important. So how should I place them then? I quickly take the deck, place a few cards face down. We'll do a nice 9-card spread. The top row represents the past, the middle the present, and the bottom the future. Seems simple enough. So we just place the cards in order. Yep, starting from the left. I put the cards back into the deck and began shuffling. Who wants to deal the deck? I guess I'll do it. I think we'll use this tarot deck on you, Kada. Alright. Hiromi begins shuffling the cards, making sure to cut the deck multiple times. Now then, let's see how this works. She pulls the top card off the deck and places it face up. The Fool. What does that mean? Fool represents infinite possibilities, new beginnings. It's basically someone at the start of life's journey. It doesn't mean stupidity? No, it doesn't. I was about to believe that these tarot cards were accurate, but I guess not. I get it, I'm stupid. Even the tarot deck nearly agreed with me on that one. Paying no attention to Miku, Hiromi seems to be pondering the card's meaning. So if the Fool represents new beginnings... Funny that it's the first card we draw then. Yeah, I suppose it is kind of funny. How do we know you didn't shuffle the deck to have that card on top? And why would I do that? Besides, Hiromi was the one who shuffled it. You want to trick us or something? I don't know. This is just for fun though. Oh, whatever. Anyway, we have the Fool, which is infinite potential. She pulls another card cautiously, gently laying it next to the Fool. The Magician, representing potential and harnessing of one's talents. Don't think that's particularly accurate though. To be honest with myself, I haven't harnessed my talents yet. Hiromi seems to be getting into this though. Interesting. So we have the Fool, who has a new beginning, and then we have the Magician, who represents potential. She nods thoughtfully to herself. I think I'm seeing a vague connection here. Since you have infinite possibilities, then the Magician represents harnessing one's potential. Time for the next card. And she places the last card next to the Magician. The Hierophant. How bloody ancient Greek. Hierophant? Yeah, I'm going to go with Hierophant. The Hierophant. Obedience, guidance, authority, education. Wait a minute. It's also in the reverse position. Reverse? What's that have to do with it? When placed in a reverse position, it represents the worst qualities of that card. So that means overbearing authority then, being restricted by rules or authority. Yeah, something along those lines. I think I can guess what that one's referring to. Who else could possibly represent with aspects like that? So, we can infer from this, let's not talk about that. I'll move on to the present. If you want. Now then, the first card for the present. Death? Death? But death? Does that mean you're gonna die? Calm down. She's already let the idea go to her head. But you aren't allowed to die yet. There's still so much practice you need to do for the swimming club. If you die, I'll be very angry with you. I'll go to the afterlife and pull you back, kicking and screaming if I have to. No, not that kind of death. Look, death means change, something ending, like a conclusion to a chapter in your life. Oh, I'm glad it isn't that serious. Miku looks really embarrassed by her outburst. Never mind then. Are you going to draw the next card now? Hiromi nods and pulls the next card. Ah, the Wheel of Fortune. Sounds like a good card. Does it have some silly or vague meaning? No, the meaning's pretty straightforward here. It's opportunity, fate, luck, that kind of thing. I don't like these cards, they don't make any sense. But the Fortune card probably makes the most sense out of all of them. That's the problem, you don't know what to expect from it. Either the meaning's really abstract or it's really straightforward, and whoever came up with this dumb idea should just stick with one or the other. It isn't really that much of a problem. It is! Why do I need to get a briefing on what to learn in order to learn what each card means? Apathetic towards Miku's outburst, Hiromi seems eager to continue the reading. Shouldn't we be getting on with this reading? Right, sorry. Don't ignore me. Now, the next card is... The Lovers. Miku stops as she hears that. Lovers? Does that mean there's a lover in your future? She rapidly turns red before I can say anything. I already know what idea she's run off with in her head. Who would want to date you? I definitely wouldn't. Tarot cards have really vague meaning. Could be that. Could also be friendships, other things. Or just relationships in general. Oh. I should have known. Silly me. I was just complaining about how all their meanings weren't that straightforward. She turns back to face me. Sorry. Please continue. I do not understand that reaction at all. Why would she care if I was dating someone or not? So we have the past, which is the Fool, the Magician, and the Reverse Hierophant. Now we have the present, which is Death, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers. Now for the most interesting part. The future. I can see a winking glint in Hiromi's eye. I'm very excited to find out about your future. Aren't you, Miku? Like there's going to be any truth to be found in those cards? But it might be interesting, I guess. She slowly inches away towards the table. What does the future hold for Keida? It seems both of them were more interested in my future than in anything else. Is there any one way to find out? Are you ready to delve into your future, Keida? Guess I am. I'm amazed at how much Hiromi is enjoying this. She could probably become a fortune teller if she wanted. And she flips another card. The Tower, representing impending disaster. Something about this card just doesn't feel right. I know it's meant to be just something for fun. There's no way it could actually predict the future. Right? So it's a bad thing? Yeah, it's a bad thing. It means there's a disaster approaching. Hiromi looked uncomfortable as she looked at it. But it's just for fun, right? It can't actually mean anything. I hope it doesn't. This is all very... She trails off as she turns her eyes towards the cardboard box next to the television. What's in the box? Before I can respond, Miku's already opened it. It's just a bad old... Just a bag, not a bad. Son of a bitch, there's a lot of typos in this episode. Just a bag of old discs, and what's this? It looks familiar. Hiromi's light up as she sees its contents. Is that what I think it is? It is! It's an original Arcadian battle station. Do you even know how rare these are now? I didn't. She immediately grabs a controller and drops herself in front of the television. Well, are we going to play or not? Well, apparently we are. But we'll be doing that in the next part, because that's a reasonable point to end it, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.